I'm Judy Zelina. This is the Millcreek Government Channel. The American Red Cross exists to provide compassionate care to those in need. They have many programs, some which include disaster relief, support for military and their families, blood donations, and health and safety services, just to name a few. Now, here today to talk about the American Red Cross and also its volunteer program is Pam Macy. Pam is the executive director, and Jeffrey Domowitz. He is the volunteer recruitment specialist.
Great.
Thank you two so much for coming on the program. One thing I like about doing these shows is I think I know everything there is to know about the Red Cross. And then I talk with you guys for 2 minutes, and I don't even know half of what's going on here. So, again, thank you for taking the time out.
You're welcome.
And first off, Pam, tell our viewers, what is the purpose and the mission of the American Red Cross?
Our mission statement says that we're here to alleviate human suffering in the face of disaster by uniting donors and partners and pulling together and making a tragedy for a family less intense on their life, that they can get back to self-sufficiency.
And I want to mention too, how long have you been at the helm here at the Red Cross?
I'm going on 9 years.
Oh no, is it really?
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say like 2 or 3. Those times
goes fast. Yes, it does.
Yes. And Jeffrey, how did you get involved in the volunteer program with the Red Cross?
I'm actually coming as a recruiter from the for-profit world, and I just joined the Red Cross 6 months ago.
Did you?
So a position opened up within the organization to work with volunteers, which I have done throughout my entire life. So I believe in the mission truly of what the Red Cross does, and so I came on board to support that mission and to help the Red Cross with its volunteer purposes and its mission. So it's something that you got to believe in order to work in this organization.
Right. I know there's so many different programs. When people think of the Red Cross, and even myself, the first thing I think of is, okay, a fire. Someone is losing their home, and you're there to help pass out coffee to the firefighters and so forth. But you guys have so many programs going on. Can you tell us? I mean, we've got a lot of material here showing, but with some of the different programs, can you tell our viewers about some of them?
I think our disaster response is probably the biggest thing we do in Erie, and fire is our most prevalent disaster here.
And there's been a lot of them lately. I mean, you guys have really
and it's all year round. Our winter hasn't been that bad, but the fires come along all year long. So response is the first thing. That's one of the one thing we're known for. We're on the scene immediately, helping that family with their immediate needs: housing, clothes, funds to purchase medications, eyeglasses, whatever you left your house with, and those immediate needs for the next 24, 48, up to months ahead. We want to help you provide those things for your family so that you can work on other things, getting back to work, getting your kids back to school, their health and well-being. So we hope that we take the burden off you during that disaster by helping you financially, emotionally, referrals to other agencies, because we've done this so many times. So hopefully we're that helping hand that gets someone through their disaster.
And a lot of the things are things that we just take for granted in our day-to-day life, but once they're gone, it's what do I do from here? That's where you can help give them direction.
Right. And every case is different. So, the needs are some very small, and some people have insurance and they're all taken care of. They just might need a night or 2 of supplies.
Right.
Others, we could work with for months until they're back on their feet. Yeah.
Now, what are some of the different things that we have here?
So on the time we're not responding to disasters, we're preparing the community, basically building resilient communities. So
of course, there always seems to be a disaster.
That's true.
Just turn on the news. But you're working in schools.
Yes.
You're working with seniors. Right. In other words, you're getting people information to help them prepare themselves. Right.
Prepare and prevent. That's our best
prevent
defense.
word. Yeah,
yes.
that's a big one, right?
Yes.
Right. So we work with seniors and children because they are a large target population that's at risk.
Okay.
So we have several programs that would deal with seniors, talking about how they can prevent disasters from happening in their own lives, or be prepared in case something, an emergency does happen. And those programs are senior preparedness programs, Vial of Life. We promote the Yellow Dot program for PennDOT. So these are programs that we deal with on that end. On the other extreme, the other end of the spectrum, we have programs that are geared just for children. Because those are high risk in a home fire. They're the ones that are going to hide in a closet or hide under their bed. They may not know what to do. So we partnered with Disney and came up with 2 programs, Mickey and Friends for our younger kids.
Okay.
And then a Pillowcase Project for our older children up to 5th grade. And so those are 2 great programs that are out there educating the school kids and educating our senior citizen population.
Okay, you mentioned a pillowcase project. What is involved? What would a pillowcase have to do with preparing them?
I think initially it's about grabbing and going. So the kids make a pillowcase and design it.
Okay.
And then they have a list of things that they put in their pillowcase
Oh.
if they're going to leave
I
their
got
home.
it.
Yeah, kind
All
of like
right.
an emergency bag. Now, in a fire, we don't recommend that they worry about any of their supplies in their home.
All right.
But if you are leaving your house for a gas leak or carbon monoxide, something happens in the neighborhood, it has to be evacuated, you get your go kit. And it can have your medications, a flashlight, emergency contact numbers, something to eat, maybe your favorite stuffed animal, something that would make you comfortable when you're away, staying at a shelter or someone else's home.
Okay.
But the one thing about Pillowcase that's different from some of the other school programs that we had is it deals with the emotional aspect of disaster, because the kids are seeing the news, so they're seeing disasters like school shootings and terror acts, and that scares everybody.
Right.
But kids don't always know how to deal with that. So when we're talking about disaster and what can affect their family, we give them some of those coping skills.
Okay.
That could be whether they have the pressure of a test coming, or the pressure of family dynamics and arguing at home, and kids bullying them. I mean, it covers all those aspects of kind of controlling how you think and what your knowledge is power and all those things. So it really
okay.
hits another aspect of the preparedness that I think kids can really help kids, help them get through a lot of situations that aren't necessarily disasters.
So really, when you're doing these programs, it's making, as they're doing this, they're feeling more confident to be able to deal with any situation that might come their way. Is that
Yeah.
what it is? Oh, I like that. And you have them for all age groups. For all
Yeah.
age, from teens to the little ones.
Correct.
The little ones, is it a coloring book, an activity book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a lot of fun activities and
And everybody likes Mickey.
yeah, the color, and Disney does everything beautifully. Lots of educational things. My favorite is the one that, you look at the picture and you find the things that are wrong, like the curtain is real close to the ironing board, and you circle that because it's the wrong thing. If you see that at your house, you need to be aware of that. Or an overloading of electrical cords in one, and the kids find those things and circle them. So hands-on activities.
I think that's great, because then they're going to go home, and honestly, with this age group, they're going to be little detectives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, really, they will. They'll go
Right.
home and they're going to say, well, I'm going to check all the outlets,
Yeah.
and it's going to help prevent something.
Yeah.
Again, there's the word,
Correct.
preventing.
Fire safety and fire prevention, everybody had that conversation when they were little in school. The fire department came, they might have brought Smokey the bear or Sparky the dog, they might have given you the little fire hat, and you went home all excited and you talked about your mom and dad about, we need a fire escape program and we need a meeting place and everything
Right.
else. But as we get older, we put that conversation in the back of our minds, we forget about that happens, and so by reaching the kids again, that conversation comes back into the home. They
Okay.
come home excited.
Right.
And mom and dad now have the opportunity to talk about, what do we do in case of this, to make sure that everybody is safe if a fire starts in their house or something else, a gas leak or whatever that case is. You've got a plan in place. And if you are planning for it, you're prepared for it, you practice that plan, chances are you're going to get out of that disaster alive.
And I think anybody watching this program right now, as soon as it's done, get the family together, get a meeting place. Because it's something you think you're going to do, but then you forget about it.
Right.
Exactly.
Or you don't think it's that important. But I happen to know, even from our emergency management, our fire inspector, how, firemen can go into a burning home trying to save a child, because they're thinking the child's in there, but yet there was no meeting place, so he's out in the back in the woods
Exactly.
afraid.
We've certainly heard that story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's so important. So everybody make sure you have a meeting place. I mean, I know the importance of that too, just from talking with you guys and different emergency management personnel.
Yeah.
So on the children's end spectrum, and then going into seniors, you've got the Vial of Life. We've heard about that. Briefly, what is involved in that?
BioLife is a program which basically we are asking anybody that is on some sort of medication to fill out a very simple form that lists emergency contact information on the medications that you're on, your hospital preferences, your physician's preference, those sort of things. And then along with that is a magnet that sits on the refrigerator or the freezer. And you fill out that, you put it inside this simple vial, and you store that in the freezer.
Okay.
And the reason why we say the freezer is because that's the appliance that's going to survive if it's a fire or a flood. That's the one that's still going to be there.
Right.
And then if emergency medical services have to come in, and what's the first question they always ask you?
Are you allergic to anything?
Exactly, or are you on any medication? And if you cannot respond for whatever reason,
Right.
they see that magnet, they can look in the freezer, that information is right there. They can take that and transport that with you immediately to the hospital, and you're saving time.
And life-saving information on it.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Right. That you
So
may
it's
not be able to deliver at that given time. You may not be your best spokesperson.
And probably not. If it's either if you're unresponsive, number one, but even if it's an emergency situation, you're so nervous. I mean, you can't think straight.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and I'm sure that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
That's why this is a
Yeah.
great program.
And sponsored by Frontier Pharmacy, so we appreciate all that they do for us.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great that they've done that. I see smoke alarms. Boy, that's important.
It is, and that's probably the #1 project that the American Society, the Red Cross is doing right now, is because it's preventable. When disasters are occurring, for example, if a tornado's coming, you've got a couple hours notice. Hurricane comes, you can sometimes have days to prepare. But the only preparation you have in the event of a home fire is the 2 minutes that a smoke detector gives you. And a lot of folks don't realize that when the smoke detector goes off, you have about 2 minutes to get out of your house. If it's a mobile home or a trailer, you even have less. And a lot of folks think that that time frame is a lot longer, and it's not. So this is a way that you can help prevent those things. They're not going to stop the fires, but at least it's going to help you prepare and get out. And 67% of the fires that we respond to do not have working smoke detectors or smoke
Really?
detectors at all. And that astounds us that in today's society we have that. So we launched a program, it went nationwide in October of 2015, where the goal is to reduce home fire fatalities and injuries by 25% over the next 5 years. And this is a huge aggressive program. So we're going out into the communities.
All right.
And we are offering residents that need smoke detectors, free smoke detectors. We will install them in your home so they're put in the right places. We will do fire education safety with you, help you develop a fire escape plan, help you determine where that meeting place is going to be, everything to make your house a safer place for you and for those emergency firemen and those responders that are coming. Because if they don't need to go in the house and search for somebody because they know everybody's already outside, we're protecting their lives too. We're not
You're
putting
right.
their lives at risk either. So it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Right.
So this program has been launched, and we've done it in several of our communities already, and it's ongoing throughout the area, and it will be for the next couple of years. We'll be doing this. I'm very excited about the program. All of our staff is. Our volunteers are really exciting because they really see it's something that they can get involved in, everybody can get involved in, and it's not responding to a disaster every single time.
Okay.
We're doing things to prevent them.
Right. Now, you said that these are free of charge.
Correct.
Is there some type of guideline where someone would be able to receive these? Is there income guidelines?
No.
if you
They are
don't have one?
available to anybody
Oh,
that
that is
needs them.
absolutely wonderful. That
And we
really
will
is
put in
wonderful.
what it takes to make that house safe.
Okay.
And the recommendations are right now that you should have a smoke detector in every single bedroom, and you should have a minimum of one of on every single level of your house.
Okay.
So if folks don't have them, or folks don't have enough of them, we're encouraging them to call the American Red Cross, and we will get them installed. May not be tomorrow, but we will get there.
Okay.
We know that 3 to 5 smoke detectors could be the gas bill of a month, or groceries or something. So if we can alleviate a family from having to have that output of income and keep them safe, it is a win-win.
And you're right, because this is something that someone thinks, well, I really don't need this. I got to buy groceries.
Right.
Yeah, or the little one needs formula. Things are really tight this month. You guys are there to help. You do a wonderful, wonderful job. I know another thing which I didn't realize, you also put on instructional training.
Yeah, we have our CPR, first aid, AED training at the office. You can sign up on that through
And anybody
online.
can sign up for
Yes.
that?
Yep.
I think it's important that everybody really should know CPR.
Right. You
At-
never
at
know when a
least,
loved one, or just being on the street, you could save somebody's life. And the stories are so heartwarming of someone who does bring home an ill parent and wants to make sure that if something does happen, that
Right.
they're responsive, and
Right.
doing anything to somebody, starting a CPR, improves their odds of surviving so much more. So it is important.
And it is. And actually, on a personal note, I was just at a function, I'm going to say 5-6 months ago, and a woman started choking, but you didn't realize that she was choking. But this young man recognized it, and he performed the Heimlich maneuver, and she was choking. I mean, she wasn't able to breathe.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's somebody who had learned about this, learned how to do it, and was proactive.
Right. And that technique is
We were
part
all
of the
very happy.
program.
She was very happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay, now as volunteers, we're talking about these programs. Of course, volunteers are very, very instrumental to everything that you do here. What type of training, are there specific qualifications and training that goes along with this?
There really aren't any qualifications. 90% of what we do is done by volunteers, and that's the backbone of our organization. And currently, the Red Cross has 400 positions for volunteers to do. So there is something literally for everybody to do.
There's something for everybody.
Right. So we basically match the volunteer up with their skills, what they like to do.
Okay.
And if they're going into a specified role, we will provide all the training for them, and that's specific so that they do that role and handle that role and feel competent in that role. We have shadow programs, we have mentoring programs, we have online training that they can take, whatever it takes to get them comfortable in the job that they want to do. Like any volunteer position, you're not going to go sign up and weed community garden if you hate weeding. So
this is true.
we want to match somebody with putting them something that they like to do to
Right.
make sure that it's a good, rewarding experience for them.
And we do have some specialized positions like
Correct.
the media relations, government relations, community volunteer leaders, things that would have special skills that you may already have from your career that we can transition into a great position at the Red Cross. And we also provide institutes, ongoing training, disaster mental health, mobilizing a community. So we offer weekends of training. So there's so much available if you want to get deeper involved. But then again, as Jeffrey said, if you don't have the skills and you just want to come and be a support, there's a lot of job descriptions for you also.
Now, is there, what's the time commitment? Say I want to volunteer, but it's like, boy, I don't have a whole lot of time here. What is the time commitment?
It is what you make it.
Whatever
Yep.
you can
Yep.
give, you're
Yep,
happy
whatever you give,
with
we will-
whatever I'm
right, we'll
able to contribute.
Yep.
Now, how do I go about volunteering if I want to?
The easiest way is to contact us at the chapter. Contact me directly. We do have a website that folks can sign up on. That's one easy way if they want to do it that way. Applications come right to my office, and then we contact the folks and guide them through the rest of the process and get them on board.
And what I wanted to ask too, Pam, is how is the Red Cross funded?
We're 100% funded through the local community level.
Really?
Yes, yes. No government funding. A lot of people have that
I
idea.
think they do. That's why I wanted to get this out and let people realize that.
We do what we do because of the Erie community, whether it's the corporate support, individual donors, grants, some United Way funding, but all the good things that we do are from the local community, their generosity.
You know what I think is great? Like talking with you guys, I always get some new little tips. Now, I was talking to Pam, and she's telling me that she has in her car a go bag that she keeps in her car. I do not have a go bag, and so I asked her what she keeps in it, and honestly, I'll probably ride with her instead of driving myself now. Pam, it doesn't have to be elaborate. Can you give us an idea of what you have in your go bag? She even brought it.
Yeah, I brought it out of my car. I have the first aid kit with the Band-Aids and antiseptics. I have a flashlight. This is one of those blankets that will go into a full-size warming blanket if you activate it. Down here, I have a kit that has all the things I would need if I had to stay somewhere overnight. I have, of course, your favorite, the peanut butter, and a spoon to eat it with.
There you go. I'm ready to roll with you.
You know, the flashlight, the batteries, I have some water, some dollar bills. What if I need cash and, you know, I don't have access to ATMs or something? We have all these lists on our website of how to be prepared, but everything should be geared toward what you need. You know, I have dog food in mind just in case I'm with my dog.
Right.
So you customize it to your needs.
Okay.
But, you know, if you think about being, and how many of us have been stranded in a traffic jam and you watch it on TV and you think, what would I need had I have to sit there for 2 hours?
Exactly.
Or if I think it's good in my car because if I was leaving my house, I could go in my garage and grab it, and then I could go to a shelter or evacuate my house with my same kit.
That's great,
You know?
having it all there in one place like that, in a
Right.
bag like that. And you're right, because we do see this on the media, you know, especially in the winter. Oh,
Yeah.
well, even in the summer, they even have accidents and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're stranded in your car waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
peanut butter and
It seems silly, but yeah.
even I mean, anything, the flashlight, the emergency kit.
Yeah, yeah.
If somebody's hurt, somebody needs some help. So these are little tips that I learn every time I get to talk with these guys. They always tell me something that I haven't done. So, but anyhow, we've talked about some of these programs. Again, how would I find out more about these programs? Say say I have a daycare center. Say I even homeschool. How would my children be able to participate in this program?
They can find out more by calling the Red Cross. You know, we have a local person that is the trainer of our instructors, and she handles the programs, Trish Lawrence. Call any one of us. We can talk a little bit. We'd love to set up meetings with any school districts that want them. We've done the Erie School District, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So we'd love to get to the outlying schools. So anybody can call us and find out more information, and we'll try to schedule a presentation.
And I think they're great programs for no matter what your age is. We talk about being prepared, but I think talking with you guys today, I keep forgetting prevent is such a big word in the whole grand scheme of things, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and that's part of the transition that the Red Cross is making. You know, we will always be there in the time of disaster. We will
Right.
always assist clients. But if we can help clients prevent that, wouldn't that be a great thing?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yes.
We'd love to put ourselves out of business, wouldn't we?
Oh, well, you know, we're getting to the end of our time, but I just want to thank you guys for bringing all these this information, talking a bit about the different disasters that you've been there helping our community with. Thank you so much for taking the time, volunteering, putting yourself out there, again, letting people know what you have available.
Yeah. We appreciate you bringing awareness to our cause, and hopefully, you know, we'll get some people that are spurred on to maybe volunteer or get involved in one of these programs, and that helps us.
I hope
Thank
so.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you
Thanks.
so much for joining me. Viewers, if you have any questions or want to learn more information, check out their website. You guys are on Facebook?
Yes,
Yeah.
Northwestern Pennsylvania.
There you go. Check out the page on Facebook and make sure you like them. Viewers, thank you again for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.